This time yesterday I was battling, and I really do mean that, heavy traffic on the way to Cardiff to watch Wales v Belgium, and likewise on the way back as well. In that case it was road closures that caused the issues. It took me hours to get there and hours to get back. I left work at 3 p.m. in the afternoon and I arrived back on the drive at home 3 a.m. the next day, which is today. However, I'm not up bright and early, as I often say, but it's late afternoon and I'm having a float fishing session on a rural pool. Beautiful day as well. I just netted a nice perch. I'll get the hook out and show you that in a moment or two. It's a nice enough fish as well. Let me get the dorsal up if I can. They always look more impressive, don't they? I think so anyway, for the photographs, when you can hold the dorsal up like that. I'm fishing with a Gray's Prodigy 12 feet rod. It's a Shimano reel there, a 3500. I've got 4-pound Maxima Chameleon that goes right the way through. I've got a small float. It's the one I use on the canal. In fact, the setup is what I go for when I'm fishing there as well. It's just a small float, doesn't need a lot of shot. I'm only flicking out into about 4 feet of water, maybe 1.5 rod lengths from the bank. Just the shot is bulked up towards the float on this occasion though. And then the size 18 Drennan Super Specialist hook. It's got a little bit of weed around there at the moment. It is quite weedy. Big chunks of it come off at times when I'm having to recast. But what I'm doing to combat that is pretty much more than half, 2/3 of the line there from the float to the hook is shot free, so that it sinks quite naturally in the water. I'm fishing with a single maggot and I'm putting out some brown crumb, mixed quite sloppy so that it's forming a nice cloud in the water, and then the particles sink slowly, and also mixing some maggots in there as well. I just returned a small roach and then there was this big splash in the water. It's very shallow down there, and I looked down and there was a pike, small pike, but he took the roach, so sadly that fish is no more. I've got a pike on this time. Oh, it's just come off. Oh. It was a small fish. Might have been the one that took the roach for all I know. That's all that I've brought in though on that occasion. Another enjoyable session, roach and perch on the bank back home, and I watched Stockport County beat Bolton Wanderers on television. Good to see Scott Quigley get a couple of goals there. I know him well from his TNS days, and I often say to him, don't forget who did your first hat-trick interview. That was 3 goals that he scored against Carmarthen Town. It's been a few years ago now. And finally, I did say I was giving it to the end of November with the videos in terms of unpublished and public. Well, I don't think it's working very well really in terms of views as far as unpublished is concerned. So I'm going public. It's all about an evolving social media presence, isn't it? And looking at how you can best utilize your time, but at the same time maximize what you're doing and what you've got out there.